welcome back to Stillwater's ASMR and another colouring and updates video. I'm going to continue colouring from the Lady Dina's Cats in Wonderland colouring in book I got at the Lady Dina's Cat Emporium in London. This is the page that I was previously working on. So today I'm going to work on colouring in a W. And just do a bit of an update as to where I'm at right now. So things have been quite interesting here lately. Ted's just joined me. And the girls have just arrived as well. Looks like they're going to start touring around. Making lots of noise. Oh, Ted's making lots of noise. Little snuffle if I guess that he is. Just can't help it. Got all my pens. I'm using my Staedtler Tri Plus Colour felt markers. Got 20 colours to choose from. So that's what I'll be using today. Just trying to decide what colours to use. Put more to the side so they're not in the way. So, update on what's happening in my world. I mentioned in a previous video that I was off work last week. I've really been struggling with my mental health recently. I've been struggling with depression for a few years, but it's been getting much worse over the past sort of the last few months. There's just been a lot going on in my personal life and in my working life, and I've been getting really overwhelmed. And oh bless him, Ted's just like gazing up at me and purring adoringly. Betty Beaks has come to say hello as well. She's climbing across my legs. Yeah, I've been getting really overwhelmed lately, and I think I'm going to end up with a cat in my colouring in book. Okay, this might be less of a colouring in video and more of a cat sitting in my lap video. She's such a butt. What you can't see is she's looking up at me like, what? Ped's mess because I've got things set out because I'm going to try and film a couple other videos. There we go, right, I got rid of her. Sorry, try and get my camera set back up again. My cats are little monsters. But yeah, so basically my mental health had took a real sort of turn for the worse lately, and so I took some time off work, and I sought some help and got referred to a therapist. So we've had 2 sessions now, I'm fortunate that I've got Bupa through my work, so I was able to get a referral literally within a couple of days and get seen like right away. So I didn't have to like wait around, which was really helpful. But I've had a couple sessions now, and I'll be sharing some of this stuff with you guys. I'm planning on doing some kind of mindfulness type exercises in some future videos. And there's one thing that my therapist suggested, and that was that I create a rescue box. That I basically collect things into a box for when I'm really struggling, when I'm feeling really low. Things that I can use to help kind of pick me up. So I've already purchased a couple items to go in the box, and I've ordered a few other things online. So when everything arrives, I'm gonna show you guys my rescue box. I'll kind of go through some of the ideas that she gave me for things I can do when I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed. So I'm back at work now, and I'm so fortunate. I've got a really amazing boss who's really, really supportive, and who's rearranged some of my responsibilities so I can cope a little bit better. And I appreciate just how fortunate I am to have a boss like that, because my previous boss was not that supportive, and she would have been really pretty horrendous to me if I'd taken time off and come back in and said it was because I was struggling with my mental health. She was a very toxic person to work for, and I'm really glad that I don't have her as my boss anymore. But it's made me realise that I should have asked for help a while ago. I guess I just didn't quite realise that, I get that level of support. It didn't really register. So yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself now that I didn't ask for help months ago. But it was really hard to admit that I'm struggling. I'm really quite a proud and stubborn person, very independent, and I don't like feeling like I can't do things. So it was really quite hard for me to ask for help and to accept help. But thankfully I finally have, and things are going in the right direction now. But yeah, my therapist seems quite good so far, and she's been just reminding me that I need to be kinder to myself, and I'm really bad for setting myself up with too many things to do, and it's just a bit unachievable sometimes, trying to do all of the things. So it has been good just to kind of stop and get the help I need. I went over the lines. that's also a reason why I've maybe had a bit of an irregular time, like upload schedule. I had these grand plans to have regular uploads at certain times, but I realised I was just, there's no need for that. I don't need to do that. I can just upload as and when I'm able. Keep it achievable. And keep it enjoyable. So, yeah, I know that I'm really hard on myself. I'm kind of my own biggest critic. I can be quite hard on myself. So that's something I need to kind of work on, just being a little bit kinder. But yeah, I've ordered some things for this rescue box that my therapist suggested, and I'm really actually quite excited about going through the contents with you guys. Sorry, everything's shaking a bit because Ted's having a bath and he's bumping against me, which is then bumping against everything else. Little guy. I think that one needs some dark purple. Yeah, so today, yesterday was my first day back in the office and I just felt so overwhelmed in the afternoon. But today was much better. So it's all about, when it comes to like battles like mental health, you just kind of have to pick yourself up and try again. Just always keep picking yourself up and trying again. Some days you reach a limit and you have to retreat and regather your strength. The next day you can have another go. But so often we're so hard on ourselves and we say that we're not good enough, or quite often it's from within ourselves that these lies come, that we're not good enough, or that these negative things that we tell ourselves. So often it comes from within ourselves. So it's so important to challenge those voices. And call them out for the lies that they are. And don't believe them. pretty dark here. It's getting dark so early at night now. And it won't be long before the clocks are changing. The nights are drawing in, and I think especially at this time of year it's so important to look after ourselves. When the days are shorter and it just seems dark for longer, it's really hard when you're waking up in the dark, and it won't be long until you're coming home in the dark, and it's really important to make sure that you get that self-care in. But there's so many things, like treating yourself to like new pyjamas, or having a nice bubble bath, or wrapping up really, really warm and going for a walk. Getting the scarves and the gloves and the hats on. The other night after my first session with the therapist, I went to the chippy and got myself something to eat for my dinner. And then I went and watched the sunset. And it was so lovely. It was really cold, so I was only able to sit out for about half an hour. But it was a really, really lovely thing to do. And I know I don't do that enough. I'm really bad for, I'll have this never-ending, unachievable list of things to do. It's just impossible to accomplish it all. And then I'll feel guilty for taking time off to look after myself. I'll be sitting there thinking, oh, but there's housework that needs to be done, or there's this project or that project that needs to be done. And I'll feel bad for taking time out for something that seems to be unimportant. But I'm learning now that I'm missing the whole purpose. That without the time out to stop and breathe and appreciate life, I'm kind of missing the point. So I'm going to take some more time out to kind of conscientiously have my rest time, have my downtime, time to recharge. My belly's making tons of noises. It's like I want to be in the video too. I have important things to say as well. Yes, belly, yes you do. Percy Breaks is lying, having a little snooze down at my feet. There's recently, well, I say recently, it was probably last year now. It was quite a few months ago, but at my church they did a few sermons that were dedicated to looking at the concept of Sabbath and Sabbath rest. And growing up, then I'd always been like, I knew that you weren't supposed to work on a Sunday, and you weren't supposed to go shopping on a Sunday, and all these things that you weren't supposed to do on a Sunday. And I always wondered, what in the world do they think we are going to do, sitting around twiddling our thumbs? But it was always, for me growing up, it was always something that was kind of like judgmental and kind of these things you shouldn't be doing on a Sunday. But nobody actually sat and explained anything about, like, why does it even matter? It was just because he said so. And my church, they recently did this whole series where they're looking at, actually, the Sabbath is so important because we all need rest. Sorry, the baby next door is fighting bedtime. So we're probably going to have lots of screaming for about, I don't know, about an hour. I was thinking you've been too quiet this evening. But yeah, they were talking about how God knew that our work would never be done, but that we need rest. And that's why he made a commandment, so we wouldn't try and make excuses of, I'll rest, but I just need to do this first. He made a commandment that we must obey. That no, you must take rest. And it wasn't meant as something to be religious about and condemn people about, but it was meant to try and ensure that we get the rest that we desperately need. Each one of us needs time out from a busy week and a busy schedule to have downtime to rest and recharge. And that concept was really kind of novel to me. And despite having grown up my whole life in the church, I'd never heard Sabbath described as something that was so important from that perspective. And it was really quite powerful. And I must admit, I've not been very successful at observing a Sabbath rest. But I am learning. I'm working on it. I'm working on trying to slow down and stop and breathe. So yeah, the rest is so important. And our work will never be done. So waiting until the work is complete before taking rest is a complete false economy. It's important to take the rest, even if the work isn't finished. The work will still be there tomorrow, whatever that work may be. Trying to decide what colours I need to use. I think this could need some orange. what about you guys? What different self-care techniques do you all use? And especially as we come into the winter months, how do you intend to look after yourself? Do you curl up with a good book? Or do you sit and listen to music? Do you have nice baths? Or get a nice fluffy blanket? What's your favourite way to unwind? Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. So that's that for now. I've got so many different video ideas, but this weekend I really need to tidy my house so I can actually do them. I'm also hoping to start having some time coming up so I can edit all of the Gusto cooking videos that I recorded a while ago. So you'll have some more cooking videos coming up soon. Hopefully it won't take me as long as the last HelloFresh video, where it was recorded in February and only uploaded like this last week. So hopefully I'll do a bit better this next time. But that's everything for now. So that's this picture. It's all probably finished colouring in as much as I want to do, so I'll be moving on to some of the other ones. So let's have a very quick look at some of the other designs. Kind of chippy page of cats. A fantastical woodland theme. Some flowers. Cat's like totally high on catnip. I like how they got different artists to do the different drawings, so they've all got different styles. That's like your playing card. Some of these cats are the cats that are actually in the cat cafe. That's the Queen of Hearts. That cat looked a bit special. all kind of Alice in Wonderland themed. Oh, this is a 2-page one. All the rest have been single pages, but this is a 2-page one. Cute. Acting out all the different parts. And they've got information about the different illustrators. But then there's some activities to spot the difference. There's 10 differences between the 2 pages. There's a couple of mazes. And then you can do some cat doodles. And share your artwork. I'm not much of an artist though, so I probably won't be doing that. And then come visit us. I highly recommend, if you're ever in London, to go pay them a visit. It's a really lovely cat cafe where they really care about the welfare of the cats, and they also serve really good food. Possibly some of the best scones I've ever had was at Lady Dina's Cat Emporium in London. So, yeah, that's enough for today's video, but I will see you again in a video shortly, so you guys take care. And remember to look after yourself, be kind to yourself, and yeah, cut yourself some slack.